Hi, boys and girls. I hope you all had a good Easter. Our last story was The Easter Egg by Jan Brett. And this time I would like to read you a story about eggs, but not just Easter eggs. Lots of eggs. So this is an old favorite one of mine. It's called Chickens Aren't the Only Ones by Ruth Heller. Chickens aren't the only ones. Do you see that? Who likes eating those? Chickens lay the eggs you buy. Who likes eggs? What kind of eggs do you like? The eggs you boil or you fry. Or you dye. Or leave alone so you can see what grew inside naturally. And in this egg, a little chick grew. Pretty. Chickens aren't the only ones. This is a peacock. Do you know if this is the boy peacock or the girl peacock? There's their eggs. It's the boy. He has to look really pretty to attract the girls. Every bird, wild. Look at all those birds. I see a flamingo, Brenna. Tame does the same. So we've got wild birds that live out in the wild and tame birds that you might see around a pond or a farm. The ostrich lays eggs. And guess what? The ostrich, this bird right here, lays the largest egg. And see the little hummingbird here? The hummingbird lays the smallest. And compared in size, this is the size of an ostrich. And see that tiny, tiny one? That is the size of a hummingbird compared to an ostrich. Ooh. Chickens aren't the only ones. Most snakes lay eggs. And listen to that word, most. There are a few species of snakes that do give live birth, but most of them lay eggs. They look like that. They're kind of tough, leathery. And lizards too. And crocodiles. And turtles do. We would call that the reptile family. Whoop. And the dinosaurs, who are extinct, but they were reptiles too. Frogs and toads and salamanders lay eggs. And when they hatch their first tadpoles, here's their eggs, tadpoles, they grow legs and then they climb on the lily pad just like their mom and dad. They don't have claws or scaly skins. They are called amphibians. So they're not like reptiles. They have smooth skin, but they are cold-blooded like a reptile. Fish. Eggs float up to the surface or they sink to the bottom of the ocean floor. Fish lay eggs. Oh, this mother seahorse lays her eggs into the father's pouch. He keeps them there until they hatch, and then he's through. I think that's nice of him, don't you? So for seahorses, the mommy puts the eggs in the daddy's pouch, and the daddy keeps them safe. And we know these fish, they're the betta fish. These fathers, too, are helping out by guarding eggs, protected by the foamy mass that's floating by. And they won't leave until they're sure that all the eggs have hatched. So betta fish, the men, daddies, they actually protect the eggs till they hatch. What do you think these are? Sharks. These don't look like eggs to me, but they were laid in the sea. This one is by a shark. This is a shark egg. And this one is by a ray. That one looks by a ray. And they call them the mermaid's purse, they say. So sharks lay eggs that look a little bit like that. And the stingray is in the same family. They look like that. These are eggs. They look pretty, like they'd be fun to swim through. The octopus is said to shed 100,000 eggs and then to hang them up in strings attached to rocks or caves. They look like strings of pearls. And this is another one. This is a moon snail. Is that interesting? The moon snail's eggs are mixed with sand to form this collared-looking band. That's an egg from a moon snail. Looks like you can wear it as a neck rest. And we know these guys. Spiders wrap their eggs in sacks. Remember the egg sack? And if you remember, they lay about 1,000 eggs in one of those egg sacs. And if you remember, when they hatch, the little spiderling babies eat each other. And then some get to make it out. And snails. And we're going to be learning about snails and checking them out. Snails, you know, are very slow, but they lay eggs that hatch and grow. And so do all of these beautiful insects. Insects who have 6 legs and lay many different kinds of eggs. This one, if you want to watch it, is a little egg, will hatch to be a hungry caterpillar who will grow. Look at the bottom down here. It hatches out of the egg, if you remember, and grow, and their job is to eat, and grow, and then climb up a stem, and it's going to attach into a chrysalis, and then it changes again, and one summer morn, that's how it'll change into, remember, egg, it's the larva or the pupa, into the chrysalis, to a beautiful butterfly is born. And a pretty butterfly. And these are 2 interesting animals. They are not reptiles or birds. They are mammals, and they actually lay eggs. And all mammals give live birth, but these are 2 that don't. Animals with fur or hair who nurse their young and don't lay eggs are known as mammals. This is a spiny anteater, and this is a duckbill platypus. These are 2 exceptions. They both live in Australia. So it's kind of interesting. They both are covered with fur or hair like us. They're warm-blooded. They breathe air. And they take care of their babies, but they have a backbone, sit up straight, you know better. But they do lay eggs. So they're called oviparous animals. And here we go. Chickens aren't the only ones. There's no more to discuss. Everyone who lays an egg is, ready for the word, oviparous. So all the animals that lay eggs are called oviparous animals. Oh, animals who don't lay eggs have babies born alive and well, but that's another tale to tell. And this is a mommy kitty. She is a mammal. She gives live birth, so she is not oviparous. The end. So boys and girls, on this book, I have sent these papers home to you in your materials for school or from school for you to use. This one is what kindergarten's getting, and this is the one that first grade gets. And I'd like to use these with some of the stories we're going to be reading. I'll be reading with you. So if you're a kindergarten, you can use this, and if you're first grade, you will use this. And for this activity, after we read Chickens Aren't the Only Ones, I'd love you to think of an animal that is an oviparous animal, and you are going to draw that animal, and then I have a cute little idea for you to do. You take a little piece of paper like this, and you kind of have to figure out what size you want, but you basically draw the shape of an egg, and you're going to cut it out. I'm going to not be perfect about it. And then if you need to, you can draw a crack through it. I'll put it lower down here. A zigzag line for it to crack open. And actually you could you don't have to cut it all the way. You can kind of open it this way. But I want you to think about an animal that might hatch out of an egg. So, do you have an idea, Woody, that you could do that's cute?
I am a big fan of penguins.
Penguins.
Yeah.
They do hatch out of eggs. So that's a cute one. So he likes penguins. So we can draw, the best you can, a baby penguin. I don't know if I'm going to do very well. They kind of have a little tail. How does that look so far? Yep. And they are, when they're first born, they're fluffy. Do you remember that they have the fluffy feathers? So, and then you could put that egg around it like it's hatching. And then you can draw. They live, and most of them are down in Antarctica or the southern hemisphere. But they first stay in rock quarries. That's a whole nother lesson of, but you can make a little background for your penguin. How does that look, Wood? Now, if I did that, this is our writing prompt. So we're going to say Oviparous. See if I'm going to go ahead and put my egg. Put it down, sorry. Oviparous Anna. I've already got it in there. Oviparous animals lay eggs. And you could say a, and what animal do we do? A penguin is oviparous. We can clap that. Oviparous. Hopefully you got 4 syllables. Now, this is your fun little challenge. What I'd love you to do is pick that animal, and you can draw it here, whatever animal you want it to be. Make your little egg on a scrap piece of paper and open it up, and you can color the egg. If you remember the story last time, the robin egg was blue, so you can make it a different color, but color your background and write a fun fact you know about penguins. If you're a kindergartner, you can do 1 to 3 facts. If you're a first grader, you can do up to 5 facts, and then make a cute little ending conclusion. I think penguins are cute, or I'm glad penguins lay eggs. But I want you to go ahead and pick that animal and find facts about them, and then on our next Google Hangout, we'll share that. And I'll kind of show you an old one that I did a long time ago. This was one, and you can tell, if you remember in the story, what laid this egg? What do you remember?
Is it a caterpillar?
It is a caterpillar, but what laid it?
A butterfly.
Yeah, so a butterfly lays eggs. This is an old one. This is one I did about 25 years ago. And we used to do something back, and this is a kitty cat does not lay eggs. But we're not doing that project. I want you to focus on an oviparous animal that maybe you loved in the story or one that you know about. And that's it for this time, boys and girls. I'm glad you are watching our stories and hoping you're learning something and having fun, and I'll see you next time.